Hey guys, it's Alissa here from Planet Alissa. I am here with this week's What I Sold on Etsy video. I'll try to make this quick because I actually have to run out to go take my dog to the vet just for his regular shots, and he gets really crazy. He gets really freaked out at the vet, so he just turns into like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. He is Mr. Hyde at the vet, and it's a stressful experience for everyone involved. I'll just say that. Anyway, I do have my sales for the week. It has been a pretty quiet week. I guess it started off nicely, and then I don't know what happened. It was like someone flipped a switch, and sales just came to screeching halt. But you'll see that in the shop stats, which I actually remembered to take a screenshot of this week. So yeah, I put out another video earlier today. Well, I think earlier today. Hopefully this uploads today. But anyway, I put out a video on Friday saying, oh, I'm going to go to another rummage sale on Saturday. Well, we're actually supposed to get 3 to 5 inches of snow on Saturday. So my feeling is they're probably going to actually cancel that rummage sale. And even if they aren't, I'm not going to go driving in the snow just to go to a rummage sale. So, yeah, sorry, I won't be going to that one. But there'll be more coming up that I'll try and take you to one with me at least. Anyway, here's what I sold this week. Just keep in mind that the prices you see are the prices the buyer paid to purchase the item. They don't include any shipping charges that are paid by the buyer and don't include any fees that I paid either to purchase the item or fees I paid to Etsy. So without further ado, here are my shop stats and then I'll show you what I sold. So here's a look at the shop stats for the week. I guess my views are up as opposed to my orders because I did have 3,640 views, pretty well split between shop views and listing views. And I had 171 favorites. Most of those were actually item favorites, listing favorites, and then the rest were shop favorites. And my whole 7 orders, it was really 9 items, but 7 different orders. And you can see from the chart below how things just came to pretty much a screeching halt towards the end of the week. And I don't have any reason for it. I don't have any explanation, but that's the theme this week. So the first item I sold this week was actually the least expensive item. I sold these for $3. They're a set of vintage advertising sheets from some bread company. I think it was from like the 1950s. The prices on here just crack me up. I mean, like apple pie, each 24 cents, layer cake, 29 cents. Just amazing how cheap things used to be. I mean, obviously, people didn't make as much money too, but thought that was kind of cool. This was actually an international order. It was going up to Canada, and the buyer contacted me because, of course, the shipping charge, if you try to ship this as a first-class parcel, is pretty high, especially, for the price of the item. And so she wondered if there's any way I could do it for less. So what I actually did was I put these inside like a greeting card and shipped them up that way. They're a little bit thick, but they said it was okay at the post office. They let it slide. So I just put, like an international stamp on it and mailed it up that way. Oh, and those came from an auction, by the way. I don't know where this came from. I don't remember. It's a vintage ruler, but a very small ruler. I think it's like about 6 inches. Sold for $6. It was made in West Germany, so at least from the 80s, probably earlier than that. Wood with like the plastic edge there. Now this was the order I had that was actually 3 items that the buyer purchased. And this was also an international order, so they paid quite a bit for shipping because these were some bigger and slightly heavier items, and they're going off to Thailand, I believe. So the first thing I sold was actually something from my clearance section, this Mickey Mouse bank. It's a plastic coin bank, piggy bank. And I think I picked this up at a thrift store. Anyway, he sold for $11. I originally had it priced at $22 and had it for quite a while. So I marked it down to $11 and it sold. And then I sold this vintage little deer plush figurine doll thing for $25. This is one of those Anna Lee, what's her last name? Anyway, she makes all those dolls with that very distinct painted face. They're still put out. There's still new ones coming out, but this one was a vintage one. I think it was from the 60s or 70s. I forget, but I picked it up at a rummage sale. And then the same buyer also got this plush bunny rabbit from Dakin. He sold for $20, and I think this was from the 60s too, maybe 70s. I can't remember. But I picked this up at a thrift store. Now another clearance item, I sold this Menin skin bracer for $12.50. So originally had it priced at $25. It's in this cool like trophy shaped bottle. So I think that was kind of like the most distinctive thing. You can see it says the world's greatest, so that's partly worn off there on the front. And this is something I picked up at a thrift store. By the way, on liquid items, you have to ship them by ground shipping. So this had to go by parcel post, parcel select, whatever the heck they call it nowadays. And that actually probably worked out being more expensive than actually shipping it priority mail, just because of the weight on this one. It was actually light enough that it probably would have been less money to go priority mail, but then that's air and you can't ship the liquids by air. And I sold this vintage postcard. It was an unused postcard. It was linen, tinted style. It sold for $6. These are horned toads, by the way. I was not familiar with them, but thankfully the postcard is labeled. They looked like turtles to me, but they're actually a type of toad that I guess you find in the desert. I have a stack of postcards, and so I just little by little like scanning them in and getting some listed here and there, but I have way more to list. And another item that was in the clearance section, this sold for $4. This is a vintage ladies scarf. It originally, I had it priced at $8, so marked it down to $4. And I think this is something I picked up at a thrift store, or maybe a rummage sale, I don't remember. And finally this week, I sold this yearbook from 1950 from Clinton, New Jersey, sold for $20. This was back when Clinton had its own high school, before regional high schools came into being, I guess. And I actually lived in Clinton, although that's not where I got this. I got this at an auction over here on the Pennsylvania side. Of course, I wouldn't know anyone in this yearbook since it came out, well, 25 years before I was even born. Thank you everyone for watching. That's everything I sold this week. Hopefully next week I sell a few more items, and hopefully you're doing well selling stuff online. I do thank you all for watching, and if you don't already, please subscribe, or, you know, give this video a thumbs up or leave a comment or whatever. And I do put out these videos every week and put out some other videos on selling online. So yeah, I'll see you again soon, and happy selling everyone.